I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts. And I know you especially, because we've been waiting to hear from Al in regard to Chris Rock and this special. So it's been almost a year. And then finally, we got to hear from Chris Rock about last year's Oscars when Will Smith smacked him on stage following a joke about Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Well, on Saturday night, Chris hit back in his live Netflix comedy special called Selective Outrage. And he definitely did not take the high road. He opened the show with a joke referencing the slap. Take a look.
You know what people say? They always say, words hurt. That's what they say. Gotta watch what you say, because words hurt. You know, anybody that says words hurt has never been punched in the face.
Chris ended the set specifically addressing the slap. He called Will Shug Smith, but said he is not a victim, and you will not see him sitting down with Oprah or Gayle crying. Chris then said Will's anger wasn't really about him. It was, quote unquote, selective outrage caused by his wife's entanglement with another man. Take a listen.
I didn't have any entanglements. Have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay?
So Chris also took some time to talk about how much he was a fan of Will's.
He's made some great movies. I have rooted for Will Smith my whole life. I root for this, okay?
All right. Wow. So what did you think of Chris's special and how he addressed the slap? Should he have taken the high road? Would you even say that this wasn't the high road? What would you say, Al?
I don't know if people go to comedy clubs to hear the high road. I think people go there to hear the truth. You take the high road if you're a politician or you work for some charitable organization. But I think that we all are, as human beings, curious to see how humanity interacts with each other one-on-one and what happens. I think he went to great lengths to explain his relationship with why he liked Will Smith, because he knew he was about to say what he was going to say. And relationships are never that easy. Like, he just walked up and slapped me. There's history there. There's feelings there. There's emotion there. And I know people didn't always like the language that he used, but it's not that easy after you've been assaulted and humiliated on an international stage to be preserved by the internet in time forever, and every GIF, every joke, every meme for the rest of your life by somebody that you really adored. I mean, this is a person that was assaulted on stage, and I feel like very few people had his back. He still went to the Oscars party. He still got a standing ovation. And he was like, I'm Chris Rock. I'm here entertaining you guys. I've been doing this for decades now, and I still get no respect. So he took his respect back, and I don't think he cared how people felt about the language that he used in doing it. I thought that addressing the situation at the end was very important, but the lead up to it was so important as well. We learned about his mom, his daughter, his relationship with money, their relationship with money, how that affected their upbringing and how his upbringing was different, and how those things converged to lead to that final bit where we get to Will Smith and his relationship with his partner, as much as he got into that. And he was tasked with the impossible, and I think he knocked it out of the park, and I was really, really impressed with that.
Wow. I want to talk about some other things. In fact, we're going to get to Meghan Markle because I wanted to hear Erica's take on it. So let's talk about some of the other things that Chris tackled in his set. So to that point, he did touch on Meghan Markle and her sit-down interview she and Harry did with Oprah. In the interview, you might remember Meghan accused the royal family of racism for concerns about her son's skin color. Now, Chris disagreed with that label. Take a look.
Oprah, they're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby was gonna be. They're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby's gonna be. I'm like, that's not racist. Because even black people wanna know.
So, Erica, what did you think?
I think, to me, this is like a people versus principle thing. And to Al's point earlier about how a lot of people didn't seemingly have his back in the beginning, that was because it was more of a popularity contest than it was about the principle of what happened. Now, I look at this entire special, and as someone who has been on the receiving end of an assault, I empathize very much with Chris Rock in that dynamic. There's a lot of things that happen when you have been the survivor or victim, or however you want to refer to yourself, of an assault. But then when I'm listening to certain things, it's like, there's a duality there, because did they actually say that the royal family was racist? Was it necessary to constantly call this woman over and over the B word? Like, those are things that I have visceral reactions to. That being said, I thought that it was masterfully done, and it was brilliantly done. And in terms of taking your power back, I don't know if there was a better way to do that. But I do think I can understand why people are having complicated feelings about the work of art as a whole, but it's also art. So it's meant to be subjective. What do you think?
Oh, I thought we were going to get to the next beat.
Okay, we can, unless you want to comment on this.
No, go for it.
Okay, so here's something else that everyone has been talking about. Chris didn't shy away from addressing a lot of hot-button issues, including being quote-unquote too woke, abortion, white men, and the January 6th insurrection. So what did you think about the overall juxtaposition of everything that he talked about with being too woke?
I loved it. I thought he did a great job, especially, like, you start off with Will Smith joke and then you end on it. I mean, that was kind of expected. Right. But a lot of things he talked about, I was like, that's why you laugh, right? It's what's going on in society. And to take a clip out of what someone said on a special and then say, let's put it in today's society. What do you can't do that. That's what comedy's all about. You got to watch the whole thing, how he started with that joke and ended with that joke, right? And then everything in between. I thought he did a great job. He talks about things that are uncomfortable. Even the white male privilege thing, you're like, oh my God, that is kind of me, right? And you have to laugh at it. You can't get mad at, especially what a comedian says, and put it in today's society and think you're just having a conversation on TV. The one part I did say when he was like, the talk, the view, I was like,
I know,
man, if he threw DBL in there, one day.
I was like, he's going to say Al on DBL. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah, we're a little ways away.
From you as a comic, what did you think? And then you as just somebody watching it live with the rest of us.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was genius. I thought it was great. It was uncomfortable, but that's the point. Chris Rock is Chris Rock. I thought he did, every word was perfect. But I want to tell you guys what I realized while you were talking. The slap was live globally. So what did Chris do? He came back live and globally, and not only slapped him, but slowly
in Jada's hometown.
In Jada's hometown, and slowly assaulted him by words. Because I didn't realize he was like, you're all mad, Will Smith, because this person called you a B word, and this person, and you took it out on the one person you knew couldn't fight back. And I hadn't seen that point of view. I didn't know that point of view. He dissected it like a lawyer. And when he dropped that mic, it was like defense rests. He came back strong, and in the same capacity Will did, and I thought assaulted him with words very, very well.
And that's why people always need to go see whatever you're going to talk about, whatever you're going to love or hate or have feelings about, go there and see if it's possible, a stand-up show, a controversial speaker, go there and be in the room. Don't look at clips.
Get the context.
Everything.
Right.
The viral video we had, the Popeyes thing, has been clipped a couple times where now I'm not even talking to Tori anymore.
I know.
It's
I'm
me.
not even in it.
Everything can be altered. Go there and hear for yourself.
Stay with